All right, now we come down to it. Storyfest. Where are the finalists? Raise your hands. Okay, let's explain what happened here. We had submissions throughout the year, over 150 submissions for Storyfest. Several of you were selected as finalists, and a completely, totally independent panel of judges reviewed the stories and selected our winners. We're going to start, though, with a few words from Sven Lindblad. Lindblad Expeditions. Yes, it's actually, there's a connection. Sven has been here all these years. We're going to bring up Amy Bergquist in just a moment. But Sven sends video regards to you because he can't be here. So let's take a listen to Sven for a couple of minutes.
I'm so sad that I'm going to miss the Planet Forward Storyfest Summit in 2023. Frank, I understand you have a great crowd there today. And I want to congratulate those of you who have been selected to go to Iceland this summer on the Resolution, our newest ship, which you are going to love. You're going to love both Iceland, you're going to love both the ship, and of course hanging out with the guests and exploring this great part of the world. You know, the ability to tell stories, the ability to communicate effectively about the environment is such a big and important idea. I mean, I've spent my life listening to scientists and explorers and photographers, and so often I've said, wow, what a shame if these people or this particular individual could do a better job about telling the story about the extraordinary work they're involved with. What a difference it would make. And you all have the ability to have this as part of your curriculum so that you can be more effective in relationship to the things that you care about. So congratulations, have a blast. I love Frank Sesno for having put this idea together. I remember when I first met him and he talked about this, and I was immediately captivated, and I said, I want to do whatever we can as an organization to support this important idea.
Come on up, Amy. So I want to introduce you to Amy Bergquist. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Frank.
Say hi to everybody.
Great to be here. Hi, everyone.
And I understand you have an anniversary at Lindblad. Are you like 20 years?
Yes, as of May this year, I will have been at Lindblad for 20 years. I started as a deckhand just out of college. I was also a storyteller in college, but I wanted to get out there and see the world.
So how much of the world have you seen?
Quite a bit.
Yeah. So like, what's the greatest, coolest, weirdest place you've been?
That's always the hardest question. Coolest and weirdest? I don't know. Galapagos Islands has some pretty unusual creatures.
It's pretty amazing. Who's been to the Galapagos? Okay. So as you know, and for those of you who've been there, and those of you who haven't, what's pretty amazing, and actually, I think it's a sort of spiritual thing, is you could get this close to just about any creature. They have no fear of human beings. And it is an amazing thing. So I hope we'll get to go back there one day. So we have amazing stories. Let's come over here. We've got, we actually do this a little bit like the Oscars. So we'll have the envelope, please. We have different categories. Thank you for coming and keeping me company. And we're going to start, and we'll roll in the videos so that you can see all the finalists. Get a sense of who they are, where they're from, a little bit of what their story is, and then we will have the envelope, please. So let's start with the best scalable innovation. Story about the best scalable innovation. Here are our finalists.
Did you know you can farm and harvest energy at the same time? University of Colorado Boulder's Gabe Allen and Tyler Hickman dig up the story of agrivoltaics and how to make the most of the sun's energy by growing crops under solar panels. The future of construction might be getting a makeover. Cameron Cass from Michigan State University predicts a surge in demand for mass timber for Michigan businesses interested in reducing their carbon footprint. Probiotics, great for your gut and at-risk wildlife. NYU's Anna Gibbs dives into the coral probiotics village, working to restore the microbiome of ocean reefs. Move over plastic, there may be a new sheriff in town. Northwestern University's Kayla Manchetti Hunter reports on mycelium, the white root-like structure that grows beneath mushrooms. Could it replace single-use plastic packaging? After a century of crab-trapping traditions, Sachi Katajima Moltke from the University of California, Berkeley plunges into cutting-edge techniques. Seen through her own illustrations, crab farmers experiment to avoid harming whales. What can national parks in the United States learn from Australia? Joshua Rosenstein from Middlebury College examines the way that the Australian government is working hand-in-hand with Aboriginal peoples to preserve sacred lands. Is it sci-fi or the near future? George Washington University's Emma Sati reports on the potential for robotic bees to support dwindling populations of this essential pollinator. Organic farming just got more medical. From SUNY's College of Environmental Science and Forestry, Owen Volk describes how one organic farm in upstate New York is leading the way on prescription foods. Pretty good. Lights, please. Pretty good stories, huh? There they are. Did you like those?
I did.
All right. You get to open the envelope and make the
All right.
big,
You sure?
the big reveal.
We're ready?
Yeah.
All right. Best Scalable Innovation. And the winner is, or the winners are, Gabe Allen and Tyler Hickman from University of Colorado Boulder.
And you can read.
And for their story, in Colorado, the soil beneath solar panels is ripe for growing crops.
And we have a quote from the judges here. The judges said Gabe and Tyler's essay on agrivoltaics stood out for highlighting an innovative energy-saving technology that allows farmers to preserve a tradition. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me get this.
We're gonna, we have an award for you. I think you get to share that for now. All right? And you have winner certificates. There we go. And why don't we ask you to stand over here, because we'll just keep going, and then we'll build the class here, all right? The next category, I believe, is Best Science Narrative. Jane Cameron from George Washington University sounds the alarm on the difficulties coastal towns will face due to climate change in a personal essay about Hurricane Sandy. She calls for long-term solutions rather than damage control. What does the economy have to do with bird health? Have you seen the price of eggs? Taya Cantrell of Tuskegee University explains why we should all care about avian flu. Estuaries are important habitats for hundreds of species of plants and animals. Julia Page Carter of Arizona State University takes readers on a journey to discover the conservation efforts at the Tijuana River Estuary. A grassroots movement. University of Florida's Katie Delk tells the story of a clam restoration initiative in the Indian River Lagoon, where they're hoping to restore a lost ecosystem. Bee populations are collapsing, but Eden Gardner of SUNY's College of Environmental Science and Forestry explains that there is something you can do at your university to help these vital pollinators. We're trying to rethink our food, and we're trying to regrow our land, says farmer Josh Payne, in this story by Adam Goldstein of the University of Missouri. As climate change alters the landscape of the American Midwest, how are farmers adapting? Scientists are flocking to the site of the 1986 Chernobyl disaster in Ukraine. NYU's Callie McMurray describes the fascinating research being done in one of the most unique and challenging environments in the world. From the Middlebury Institute of International Studies, Libby Mohn takes us on a stunning and thought-provoking journey to the harsh, beautiful, and melting shores of Antarctica. All right. So, stories from around the world, really remarkable. And you can see them all, again, go to planetforward.org. There's a place where you can see 2023 finalists, and you can see all of these stories. The envelope, please.
And the winner of the Best Science Narrative is Katie Delk from the University of Florida.
Let's give her a hand. Unfortunately, Katie's not with us
because she believes in this so much. She's at the conference of the Society for Environmental Journalists right now, but we will be in touch with her and we will congratulate her. Here's what the judges said. Katie's story allows us to sensitively enter a threatened coastal ecosystem through the community directly impacted, the very people who take real action to protect the natural world they depend on. So that's great. Congratulations, Katie. All right, next category then, best use of science or data. So before we roll, right, we talk a lot about science and how we report science, but science comes with some pretty technical stuff. We talk a lot about data. You got to have a data point, right? But how do you turn that into a narrative? How do you develop that? So how do you use that in a story? That's what this category is all about. Take a look.
Grains make up a huge portion of almost every human's diet. Michigan State University's Cassidy Huff investigates the ecological benefits of shifting towards perennial grains.
And this week we are talking about something huge: perennial grains.
What does the ocean sound like to whales? Increasingly, it's the rumble and roar from large shipping vessels. Jonathan Kapeliovich of the University of Connecticut explores the data behind marine acoustic ecology. A community-focused STEM approach. That's the goal of Bax Bond, a UPIC research engineer working to bring energy systems to rural communities in Alaska. In this story by Shandine Mayo of the University of Alaska Fairbanks. Northwestern University journalism student Astrid Rodriguez uses data and statistics to tell the personal story of food-insecure Black and Latino communities in Chicago. More than 80%, that's how much water from the Colorado River Basin goes to agriculture. From New York University, Max Sano dives into the data behind the water use of the Colorado River.
All right, best use of science. Those are great stories too, by the way, and they really do climb in. So, there you go.
And this really takes what Sven said about scientists with data and hard to understand information and really bring it to life through a story.
Right.
So, okay, best use of science or data. The winner is Cassidy Huff from Michigan State University for Perennial Grains Are the Future of Sustainable Agriculture.
Is this good?
This is great.
Congratulations.
Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Where do I go?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
To Iceland is where you go. Okay. How's that feel?
Oh my God, so good.
That's great. Okay. I talked about character earlier, so the next category here is most compelling character. All right, let me say it again. Great stories have great characters. So take a look at what our finalists did.
From the University of Arizona, Hallie Hughes sows the seeds of a heartwarming tale about a school garden that's blooming with hope and resilience for the local community. In southeastern Montana, indigenous Crow cowboys show resilience in the face of a changing climate. Jo-Ree LaFrance from the University of Arizona takes us on an inspiring journey. Turning trash into treasure, George Washington University students Hannah Krantz and Alina Fayez discuss climate solutions with Candace Clark, a PhD student and environmental justice advocate from Tuskegee University.
To combat all of these things, right? Education is the key to everything. If a person does not know, they will not do, right? You can't inspire someone if you can't connect with them.
Amidst the hustle and bustle of Chicago, there's an oasis. Northwestern University's Adriana Martinez-Smiley introduces us to an urban refugee farmer who's cultivating his home country's foods in the heart of the city. George Washington University's Vidya Motapule digs into the fascinating world of regenerative agriculture and the challenges faced by Midwestern ranches to achieve a balance of economic and ecological sustainability. Zareen Reza from the University of Connecticut sheds light on the impact of farming on the mental health of those in agricultural communities. She looks at financial strain, physical demands, and the effects of climate change. the intersection of music and activism in achieving progressive change. Pace Schwartz from Georgetown University shares the inspiring story of a labor movement activist hoping to bring unions across the country together to combat climate change. How a farmer manages to harvest produce in northern New Mexico, one of the driest places in North America. Eva Kotobuki Sideris from SUNY Environmental Science and Forestry sheds light on how farmers in the region have had to overcome limited access to water.
So this is just an amazing array of characters doing remarkable things. The envelope to Amy.
This is going to be a tough one.
Let me tell you what, these are all tough, all right? Can I just tell you, it's great to have winners, but they're all winners. You are all winners, okay? So that being said, we only have so many berths on the ship. Now, we might be able to get some more.
Okay, and the winner of the most compelling character is Vidya Matupale. Vidya's story is Growing Soil, Nebraska Sandhills, hint changing tides in agriculture. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Vidya. The judges said this story introduces a rancher at the forefront of efforts to change the way grazing animals are raised, focused on the harm to soil caused by current ranching practices, and offers an alternative that repairs the soils and improves the health of animals. Okay, next category, most creative story. Okay, go for it. Let's see.
How can we achieve balance in our relationship with the natural world? Raylan Bark from Dartmouth College shares a piece of Cherokee culture and the importance of indigenous plant sovereignty. What do two farmers from the opposite ends of Colorado care about in common? Water. Colorado State University's Eric Forbes takes readers on a geographic journey of water issues in his state. Looking for ways to repurpose used masks from the last 3 years? Cale Parker, a student at Virginia Commonwealth University, has found a solution, transforming them into stylish tote bags. George Washington University's Jingning Su suggests that we can make our food system more sustainable by drawing inspiration from indigenous peoples and their traditional practices. Welcome to Piscataway Park. Sculpture and video meet in this intriguing project from the University of Arizona's Hallie Hughes on pollution and activism in the Santa Cruz River. Katie Perkins from Texas Tech University talks about a fun and tasty way to combat invasive species by putting them on the menu and in the crock pot. As we consider the best environmental conservation methods, Carter Weinhofer from Eckerd College reminds us to look to the efforts of other countries as he explores Chile's efforts to preserve Patagonia and other special places. Chris Zatarain from the University of Arizona recognizes that grappling with the climate crisis can evoke challenging emotions. To navigate these feelings, he offers his own musical recording and composition.
I think there's a lot of creativity there, right? We had music, we had Adobe Express multimedia presentations with brilliant photography. We had very creative writing, illustrations.
Food.
Again.
Everybody loves food.
Everybody loves food. Most creative.
All right, and the winner for the most creative is Hallie Hughes from University of Arizona for Reconciliation on My Rio. There's Hallie.
Congratulations. Very good. Thank you, Amy. Thank you all. Those are our 5 categories. But I want to say that the judges came to us with huge inspiration around the stories that they reviewed. And there was one here that we looked at, too, that sort of defied the categories. It cut across so many different things. There was original illustration. There was an intensive use of science and data throughout. and there were interviews with multiple sources. The story was written creatively, and it kind of didn't fit anywhere, and it kind of fit everywhere. So we decided within Planet Forward that this year and going forward, we're going to create one Planet Forward Staff Award, one that we choose because it's just really unusual and different. So this year, the first ever Planet Forward Staff Award goes to Sachika Tajima-Mulkey of the University of California, Berkeley, for her incredible story, Reinventing a Sustainable Crab Fishery. Is she here? Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Oh my God.
All right, I'm going to run. Are you crying? That's okay. I'm going to run over here quickly and get the mic. Madam Ambassador, could I invite you up? Why don't you all come to the stage here? Come in, stand in the light. And we're going to quickly go down the row here for everybody. What do you think?
I'm just amazed. I mean, I'm very happy that I was not judging these, you know. My God.
It was
The
very,
talent,
it is,
you know,
it is
we don't have to worry about any storytelling, I think, in the future. Really amazing.
Yeah. Tell us about your story. Tell everybody quickly about one word about your story.
Okay, first of all, I wouldn't have stood here if I knew I was going to go first. It's hard to elevator pitch, but basically, take it from me, the future of sustainable agriculture is in perennializing the things that we grow the most. And that's all I'm going to say about that. You should listen to the podcast.
Similarly, in agriculture, growing soil and bringing in ranchers to do regenerative agriculture, the people we need the most are sometimes the people we don't always think of.
Last year, the Santa Cruz River gave me my life, and I just wanted to give back to it again and show another side to it and do my city proud. So.
Nice.
I think when I started reporting this, I thought there was a really clear villain in the crab fishing industry, and I actually found out that it's so much more nuanced than that, and that was a really valuable lesson.
One of the things you learn, right? Surprises along the way. Gentlemen?
Agrivoltaics provides a lot of solutions to problems that we see today, and Colorado's at the forefront of innovation there.
And it was amazing to see a conservative rancher from rural Colorado work across the aisle with some Democratic senators, and keep an eye out because there's probably going to be some news on the bill that they're working on in the next couple of weeks.
Nice. All right, I'm going to put you all on the spot one more time before we sort of wrap up and toss it to tomorrow, and then I'm going to come back to Amy for a comment or two. When you think back on what we've covered a lot today. We've heard about the storytelling of sound, the storytelling of diverse voices. We've talked about sustainable solutions. I'd like to ask each of you for one takeaway. Is there one thing, and there are probably many, I hope there are many, but one thing that you're going to take away from the conversations and the presentations today?
I guess I think some of the most disruptive, inspiring solutions deal with more than one problem at once, and I've been really inspired to see that.
Okay, great.
The people telling these stories are incredible and amplifying the voices. It's so good to see and learn new things that I had, weren't even on my radar. So
There's so many different ways to tell a story. That's been really exciting.
Lean into your identity and who you are and why you're a storyteller, and you can make some pretty incredible stories.
Persistence and resilience, keep telling stories even if you feel like that might not be your place, because it is.
Ditto. The best stories are still out there. You just got to find the right person.
Amy, thoughts?
Yes, thoughts. Well, I am just thrilled that we will be able to welcome yet another. How many has it been, Frank? Is this the sixth?
Sixth, I think, yeah.
This is our sixth group of Planet Forward students and faculty and friends that we'll be welcoming aboard the ship. And to be able to immerse you all in the landscape of Iceland, which we've heard a little bit about, is just such a privilege for us. You'll be traveling on a very comfortable ship, and we are really, really excited to hear what stories you bring back. You are already so talented, and we hope that this immersion in an incredible place on our planet will bring more creativity and inspiration. So thank you, and happy travels.
I'm so thrilled that you're all going to Iceland. I do hope that you will have a wonderful time. But I really hope you will stumble upon some great stories. We are storytellers in Iceland. We pride ourselves of telling stories since, the Middle Ages and writing them down, the Icelandic sagas. And we will do all we can and to assist so that you will meet some interesting people and find some great stories that I can't wait to hear when you come back. So I have to meet you all then.
We'll arrange for that too. Thank you all very, very much. Feel free, you can stay. You can stay, we'll take a picture. I have a couple of just things I want to point out to people. Excuse me, sorry. And I have my thing over here. First of all, let me once again say our heartfelt congratulations and appreciation to everybody who submitted a story this year and to every finalist. Many of you were doing stories like this for the very first time. Most of you are not filmmaking students, journalists, and people who have experience doing this. And it is so inspiring to see. And for the finalists and for all others, we look for more, and we hope that this has been exciting and interesting for you. I want to say that Ship-to-Shore Traveler, an adventure cruise travel outfitter, has this to say. We congratulate the 2023 Planet Forward Storyfest winners, and we'll be providing you with complimentary cold weather gear, insulated boots, waterproof pants, and other things for your expedition. So we're getting additional support as well. When we leave here, across the street is the Eco Bash. That's where the Ford Lightning is. There's food over there, as I understand it, and that's going from 4 to 7 in U Yard, which is just across the street. For those of you who are in from out of town, and tomorrow we've got our workshops, they'll end at noon. Let us strongly recommend walking over to the Kennedy Center. So it's a 10, 15-minute walk from here at the most. Kennedy Center has something now called the River Run Festival over there. It's there through the 22nd, I think, and this is sculpture made with the help of GW's Innovation Center, but there's all kinds of portrayals of water and river and other things. I know, Lisa, you've been there and highly, highly recommend it. It's amazing. So let me put that on your radar if you're looking for something to do tomorrow or later, because it's really well worth it. There's so much to do in Washington, but that's right here. Dinner ideas and other activities are on the Summit website. And tomorrow, you've all seen the workshops. Breakfast is available in room 301 across the street where we were before. So you can grab your breakfast there, and then the workshops will come from that, okay? So you can just go. And Kim, what time does breakfast start tomorrow? 8:30, I think. 8:30, we think. No, it's 8:30, but it's on the Summit website. And the workshops should be amazing. We'll also have a lunch for you at the end of the workshops. And then you're free to take advantage of Washington, D.C. Tonight, back here at 7:30, the world premiere of How to Unscrew a Planet with Bill Weir. So you can wander around, go to EcoBash, grab dinner, come back here at 7:30. You'll have access to Bill, so Bill will talk to you about how he made this film. It runs 44 minutes. And then we'll talk to him for about 20, and you'll be out of here around 8 o'clock, 8:15 or so, something like that. Okay? Thank you for all your time and energy and devotion and excitement today, and more to come. Thank you. Congratulations.